This we know. Randy Leach of rural Leavenworth County vanished in the early morning hours of April 16, 1988. Nearly 3 decades later, not much else is known. There are plenty of clues, theories, and rumors, but not enough pieces of the puzzle to answer the question, where's Randy? A puzzle with so many missing pieces. Puzzling to Randy Leach's parents, Harold and Alberta.
He was a wonderful young man. I gotta stop a minute.
28 years later, still painful. 28 years later, their only child's bedroom still mostly untouched.
He had race cars on the wall. I changed all of that, but that didn't help.
Memories of a childhood linger. A few toys, track medals, a normal high school senior.
No drugs that we ever knew of, nothing.
April 15th, 1988, Randy left that Friday night in his mother's car. Spotted at a Linwood convenience store, he seemed fine. An hour later, around 10, Randy arrived at a party where witnesses say he didn't seem fine.
From a different way they said he was acting. One of his buddies walked up to him and said, "Randy, what's wrong with you?" And Randy said, "I don't know, man."
Randy seemed messed up when he arrived, and later investigative records indicate a man admitted he smoked Randy up about 2 hours before the party.
We're almost sure that
There was a lot of stories.
A lot of stories, but little clarity. Various witnesses later claimed Randy couldn't walk, and by one Saturday morning seemed in bad shape. Randy, last seen around 2 that morning, vanished into a dark night full of even darker tales. As Saturday dawned, it dawned on Harold and Alberta that their son had not made it home.
Something's wrong.
Oh, we knew.
An early morning dash to the party scene only fueled their angst. No sign of Randy, and they believed a Leavenworth County Sheriff's Office that treated him as a runaway. The Leaches worried detectives delayed talking to classmates at the party, and records confirm waited 5 weeks to search the scene.
We had people out here the very next day, I'd say 15 to 20 people, family and friends, walked the area, but they're not investigators, they're not policemen to know what to really look for.
And the rumors. Possible Randy sightings, satanic worship, and drugs in the area. Just 6 months after Randy vanished, one man told Edwardsville police he was abducted and taken into a Leavenworth County cave, where he saw a male nude body hanging. He believed it was a satanic sacrifice, and thought at the time it might be Randy Leach. And while he admits to being high, records show he passed a lie detector test 3 times.
He named people, and he told exactly what it looked like, how it was, and I don't think you do that.
Days later, Edwardsville police, with the help of a satanic expert, were ready to search that cave. But police reports reveal Leavenworth County threatened to arrest them if they did. It was another 2 years before Leavenworth County and KBI investigators searched the cave, telling the Leaches they'd found nothing.
And Harold talked to the guy later, and they wouldn't even let him go back where we wanted him to search.
This would be a textbook example of what not to do.
Eugene Matthews is a Park University Associate Professor of Criminal Justice who spent 24 years in the Army's criminal justice system. Using investigative records we obtained, Professor Matthews and honors students spent 3 months constructing a case timeline. The timeline's entry on one agency threatening to arrest another?
Ever heard of anything like that? Never, never. You ask for the experts, or you ask for more help. This is a missing person, for Pete's sake. Don't you want to find him?
And then there's the foot, found along the Kansas River almost a year after Randy disappeared, coincidentally found by one of the party goers who last saw him. A foot in a white low-cut tennis shoe, the description records reveal of the shoe Randy wore the night he disappeared.
If you go back just a little bit, and you're talking about allegedly satanic worship and people being cut up and body parts being strewn about, in the business we would call that a clue.
From the beginning, this investigation, in my opinion, was botched.
This former Leavenworth County Sheriff's Office employee was close to the investigation and is speaking publicly for the first time of disorganized and missing case records, of delays in asking questions and thorough searches.
Getting out some dogs in the area to see if they could find.
In 1993, a possible break. Deputies arrested the man who found that mystery foot and 2 others for kidnapping and murder. But they were released, never charged in Randy's disappearance.
With the right interrogation techniques, they would have said something.
If you had the sheriff sitting here instead of me, what would you ask him? What would you say to him?
I would ask him, why didn't you? What was your rationale behind not doing these fundamental textbook 101 type of activities?
But guided by fresh eyes and new technologies, Professor Matthews believes Randy's case can be solved.
Pretty official.
Back home, Randy's vintage Mustang still waiting for him. His parents pray that's true. Their own clocks ticking, desperate for the final pieces to their puzzle before it's too late.
Oh, I feel like he's with me, but I don't have him.
And you don't know.
Right.
That's the hardest part.
Yes, the hardest. We've got to know.
Current Leavenworth County Undersheriff James Shirley tells us he likely would have done things different back then, but believes the case was worked with good intentions. He says his office is now working with the Leaches, who recently hired canine search teams, but came up empty. The sheriff in office when Randy vanished declined an on-camera interview, but in a statement, Terry Campbell said, "I know we did the best we could at the time based on information forthcoming and resources available." His full statement and a KBI response are posted on fox4kc.com. Meantime, the Leaches filed Randy's death certificate last year. Cause of death? Unknown. John Holt, Fox 4 News, working for you.